Okay, good morning everyone.
Good morning.
We are present here today for the pre-bidding conference for goods and services under invitation to bid number 2025-007. This pre-bidding activity is in accordance to the Republic Act 12009 or the new Government Procurement Act. We are live via YouTube in compliance to Section 38 of the IRR of RE 12009. Video recording of all procurement related conference for the competitive bidding enhance the transparency of the procurement process. And in accordance with the Department Order number 06 series of 2024. This conference will discuss, clarify, and explain the eligibility requirements and the technical and financial components of the procurement projects, including the questions and clarifications raised by the prospective bidders. Before we proceed, we may request the Secretariat for the roll call and include the acknowledgement of the guests present.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Our attendees for today's activity, pre-bid conference for goods and services. We have here the back members, starting with our Vice Chairperson, Engineer Jeffrey C. Samon.
Present.
Regular member, Engineer Leslie T. Gudito. Present. Divisional member, Engineer Lorna B. Robin. Present. Divisional member, Ms. Lordine P. Lasaga. Present. From the back secretariat, headed by Engineer Arthur Noel A. Lor.
Present.
Back secretariat member, yours truly, Arjun P. Pajardo. DPWH headed by Engineer Dave Herzel G. Palen. CWG members, Giancarlo M. Alima,
Present.
and Engineer Nelando M. Apolinario.
Present.
We would also like to acknowledge our viewers via YouTube. Welcome and good morning. That should be all, Mr. Vice Chair.
Thank you. Since majority of the back members are present, I hereby declare a quorum and call this meeting in order. We have the present agenda for this activity. Agenda 1, brief presentation and explanation of the following. A. Basic contract data. A.1, contract description. A.2, ABC. A.3, duration. A.4, other contract details. Letter B, requirements of bidding documents. B.1, instructions to bidders. B.2, general condition of contract. B.3, special condition of contract. B.4, specifications. B.5, price schedule for goods. B.6, GPPB standard forms for RE 12009. Letter C, documents to be submitted by the bidders. 1. Technical component of the bid. 1A, DTI or SIC. 1B, mayor's permit. 1C, statement of all ongoing government and private contracts. 1D, single largest completed contract is LCC, similar to the procurement project. 1E, audited financial statement, stamp received by the BIR. 1F, income tax return of the preceding year filed and paid through the BIR, electronic filing and payment system. 1J, net financial contracting capacity, computation and statement of total assets and liabilities. 1H, tax clearance. 1I, PhilGips, Platinum membership. 1J, bid security. 1K, technical specification. 1L, production on delivery schedule. 1M, warranty certificate if applicable. 1M, brochure of offered equipment if applicable. 1O, omnibus sworn statement. 1P, secretary certificate and board resolution if applicable. 1Q, sworn disclosure of the relation and declaration of beneficial ownership. 2. Financial component of the bid. 2A, bid form. 2B, bid prices in the price schedule form. Letter D, criteria and procedure of eligibility check, primary examination of bids, detailed evaluation of bids, post-qualification, status of ongoing projects and award. Number 2, questions, comments from bidders and replies of BAC and other representative of procuring entity. 3. Other matters. 3A, Section 99, imposition of suspension of the IRR of RA 12009. 3B, Section 100, imposition of blacklisting of the IRR of RA 12009. 4. Summary of proceedings, including supplemental bid bulletins to be issued. Any motion to adopt this agenda?
I move to adopt the protest agenda. I second the motion.
It has been moved by Engineer Robin and seconded by Engineer Godito. With no objection, the motion to adopt this agenda is hereby approved. First in the order of business is the explanation of basic contract data, including contract description, ABC, and duration. This will be presented to us by Flordime Lasaga from Administrative Section.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Invitation to bid for number 2025-007. Number 1, contract ID 25GLI0011. PR number 2025-11-073 dated November 14, 2025. Contract name, supply and delivery of common office supplies for use in the office of the District Engineer, DPWH Davao de Oro, 2nd DEO, Compostela, Davao de Oro, 4th quarter 2025. Contract location, Davao de Oro. Brief description of goods to be procured. Accordion envelope document organizer long, ballpoint pen, 0.5 mm black, battery AA, 4 pieces per pack, battery AAA, 4 pieces per pack, binder clip 1 1/2 inches, 38.1 mm, and 98 other items. Approved budget for the contract is 2,562,713 pesos and 40 centavos. Source of funds, GAA FY 2025 TL. Delivery date of goods, 20 calendar days. Cost of bids documents, 5,000 pesos. Contract ID 25GLI0012 with PR number 2025-11-074 dated November 14, 2025. The contract name, supply and delivery of printer consumables for use in the office of the District Engineer, DPWH Davao de Oro, 2nd DEO, Compostela, Davao de Oro, 4th quarter 2025. Contract location is Davao de Oro. Brief description of goods to be procured. Developing DB619, developing unit DB216, Developing Unit DB315 Black, Developing Unit DB315 Cyan, Developing Unit DB315 Magenta, and 40 other items. Approved budget for the contract is 5,918,365 pesos only. Source of funds, GAA FY 2025 DEO. Delivery date of goods is 20 calendar days with cost of the documents 10,000 pesos. Number 3, contract ID 25 GLI 0013, PPR number 2025-11-075, dated November 14, 2025. Contract name, supply and delivery of fuel, diesel, additives, lubricants, and anti-corrosive for use in the office of the District Engineer, DPWH Davao de Oro, 2nd DEO, Compostela, Davao de Oro. Maharlika Highway, S1475MN, kilometer 1377 plus minus 201 minus kilometer 1417 plus 756. Montevista-DNAS Road, S00130MN, kilometer 1413 plus minus 602 minus kilometer 1432 plus 966. Fourth quarter of 2025. Contract location, Davao de Oro. Brief description of goods to be procured: fuel, diesel, engine oil 40, fully synthetic, 1 liter per container. Coolant, 500 ml per container. Brake fluid, 1 liter. Gear oil number 90, transmission oil. Diesel engine oil number 90. Approved budget for the contract is 2,255,954 pesos. Source of funds, GAA FY 2025 EL. Delivery date of goods, 20 calendar days. Cost of these documents, 5,000 pesos. That would be all.
Thank you, Ma'am Lordy May Lasaga, for your explanation of the projects to be procured by interested bidders. Next in the order of business is the brief explanation of the requirements of bidding documents will be presented to us by Engineer Lore from Back Secretariat.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
To participate and qualify in our procurement activity, interested bidders are encouraged to read the following documents. 1. Instruction to bidders. 2. Bid data sheet. 3. General conditions of the contract. 4. Special conditions of the contract. 5. Schedule of requirements. 6. Technical specifications. 7. Price schedule for goods. 8. Securities and other forms as may be required for the contract. Bidders are strongly advised to read each provision, especially the instruction to bidders and general conditions of the contract, whose special instructions are clearly spelled out in the bid data sheet and special conditions of the contract respectively. Bidders are also encouraged to check the bill of quantities so that your bid will be responsive to the requirements set forth in the bidding documents. These documents can be downloaded free of charge from the PhilJEPS and DPWH websites. Interested bidders shall pay the applicable amount for the bidding documents not later than the submission of your bids. That's all, Mr. Vice Chair.
Thank you, Engineer Lore. Next to be presented are the documents to be submitted by the bidders, and this will be expounded to us by Ma'am Arjun Pajardo from Back Secretariat.
Sir, for reiteration, the following documents should be included by interested bidders in their bids. Under technical component of the bid, 1A, DTI or SEC registration, 1B, Mayor's Permit, 1C, Statement of all ongoing government and private contracts, 1D, single largest completed contract, similar to the procurement project, 1E, audited financial statement, stamped received by the BIR, 1F, income tax return of the preceding year, filed and paid, through the BIR, Electronic Filing and Payment System, or EFPS. 1G, Net Financial Contracting Capacity, or NFCC computation and statement of total assets and liabilities. 1H, Tax Clearance. 1I, PhilJEPs under Platinum membership. 1J, Bid Security. 1K, Technical Specifications. 1L, Production and Delivery Schedule. 1M, Warranty Certificate if applicable. 1N, Brochures of offered equipment if applicable. 1O, Omnibus Sworn Statement. 1P, Secretary Certificate and Board Resolutions if applicable. 1Q, Sworn Disclosure of Relations and Declaration of Beneficial Ownership. And for financial component of the bid, 2A, bid form in prescribed format in accordance to GPTB Resolution number 03-2025 and bid prices in the price schedule form. All of the above statements shall include all information required in the Philippine bidding documents prescribed by the GPTB. Please be reminded that the following documents, Omnibus Sworn Statement, bid form, and bid securing declaration, if you opted to this type of bid security, should be in standard format as per guidelines of Government Procurement Policy Board in their resolution number 03-2025. Kindly check the format of the documents you are using to avoid being declared non-responsive pursuant for using unprescribed format. Bidders should submit their documents using a 2-envelope system. It is recommended to fasten documents only at the top rather than soft or hard binding them. Each document must be clearly ear-tagged and labeled with the name of the document, rather than the number of or letter listed in the checklist. There should be 3 copies of these documents, 2 sets of original copies, and 1 copy 1. The first set of original copy consists of the original copy of the technical component of the bid that should be placed in 1 envelope, and the original copy of the financial component of the bid that should be placed in a separate envelope. These envelopes must be labeled as original copy of technical component and original copy of financial component respectively. Both labeled envelopes should then be sealed in a 1 larger envelope labeled as original copy of the bid. The same sealing process applies to the remaining set of original copy and copy 1. Finally, the 2 original copies and the copy 1 of the bid should then be placed in a 1 final envelope and appropriately labeled according to the instructions in the bidding documents. Bidders are encouraged to read Section 18 of the Instructions to Bidders, page 28, to fully understand the sealing and marking of bids. Follow the checklist of the technical and financial document requirements uploaded in the bidding documents for the contract to be bid out. Absence of any required documents shall be considered as failure of compliance on the required document and non-compliance of the bid. Affix initial on all pages of the documents. The initial affirms the authenticity of the pages that they are indeed part of the submitted bid documents. Submit your bids personally here in our office. Late bids will not be accepted. Preparation of technical and financial documents of your bids are outlined in Department Order Number 87, Series of 2020. Sealing and marking of bids is also outlined on the said department order. Further, on your bid form and bill of quantities, type or write legibly. Also, if you are offering a discount in your bid form, please indicate specifically the methodology as to where or which pay item the discount will take effect. Absence of methodology, original amount will prevail. Discrepancies between bid prices in words and in figures, the words will prevail. Bids not addressing or providing, filling out all the required items in the bidding documents. Example, in the bill of quantities, the bid is considered non-responsive and is outright disqualified. Additional instructions on the purchase of bidding documents. If submitting through authorized representative, it must be accompanied by a notarized special power of attorney for sole proprietorship, board or partnership or joint venture resolution with secretary certificate for corporation, partnership, joint venture, and cooperative. The authorized representative shall be required to present a valid government ID and valid company ID. All prospective bidders shall attach to the technical components of the bidding documents a sworn disclosure of relations and declaration of beneficial ownership and general information sheets clearly identifying the natural persons who ultimately own, control, or benefit from the bidding entity, whether directly or indirectly through shareholding, voting rights, contractual arrangement, or other means of control. This requirement is in compliance to Rule 15, Disclosure of Relations, Section 81 and Section 82 of the IRR of RA 12009. Prospective bidders have the options to download the sample form of sworn disclosure of relations and declaration of beneficial ownership of the bidding documents or provide a more specific and detailed form. The back secretariat will not be responsible for the failure of the prospective bidders in paying bidding document on time before the bid dropping due to late arrival and delayed processing of the order of payment. Loss of the order of payment and supporting documents already released or issued is not the responsibility of the back secretariat. Always check your documents before submitting the same to our end to avoid disqualification of your firm. That would be all, Mr. Vice Chair.
Thank you, Ma'am Arjun Fajardo, for the presentation. To add, especially in accomplishing or filling out the BOQ, if you opt to computerize the preparation of your BOQ, please use font style Tahoma and font size 11. This is to make your proposal readable or legible. Additionally, bidders are requested to bring the hard copy of the letter of intent to participate and purchase bid documents during the bidding date. However, only the signatory may cancel and or revise this duly signed letter. Next in the order of business is the explanation of the criteria and procedure for eligibility checks, preliminary examination of bids, detailed evaluation of bids, post-qualification, status of ongoing projects, and awards. This will be discussed to us by Sir Carlo Alima.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
The criteria for eligibility check are set forth in Section 52 of the Implementing Rules and Regulations of RA 12009. All prospective bidders should have a valid and updated Class A legal, technical, and financial documents and Class B documents if applicable. These documents were already discussed a while ago. Preliminary examination of bids shall be conducted in compliance to Section 59 of the IRR of RA 12009. During the opening of bids, the BAC shall open the first bid envelopes in public to determine each bidder's compliance with the documents required to be submitted for the eligibility and technical requirements as prescribed in this IRR. For this purpose, the BAC shall check the submitted documents of each bidder against a checklist of required documents to ascertain if they are all present using a non-discretionary pass or fail criterion as stated in the instruction to bidders. If a bidder submitted the required document, it shall be rated passed for that particular requirement. In this regard, bids that fail to include any requirement or are incomplete or patently insufficient shall be considered as failed. Bidders who pass the preliminary examination of their technical proposal, their financial proposal will be open. All open financial components of the bid shall also undergo preliminary examination. If passed, the committee will read the bid amount stated in the bid form. The BAC shall immediately conduct a detailed evaluation of all bids in accordance to Section 61 of the IRR of RA 12009, using non-discretionary criteria in considering the number 1, completeness of the bid, and number 2, arithmetical corrections. Bids shall then be ranked in the ascending order of their total calculated bid prices, as evaluated and corrected for computational errors and other bid modifications to identify the lowest calculated bid. The lowest calculated bid shall undergo post-qualification in accordance to Section 63 of the IRR of RA 12009 in order to determine whether the bidder concerned complies with and is responsive to all the requirements and conditions as specified in the bidding documents. If found to be responsive, the bidder will be declared lowest or single calculated and responsive bid and will be recommended for award of the contract. If found to be non-responsive, the committee will conduct post-qualification to the next lowest calculated bid ranked during bid evaluation stage. The entries of the original copy of the Bill of Quantities (BOQ) shall be typed or handwritten and be limited to 2 decimal places only, and shall be signed by the duly authorized representative. Please take note that since this is under goods and services, we have no system yet for electronic submission, so the mode of submission of your bids shall be done on manual submission only. That would be all, Mr. Vice Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Carlo Alima. We are now through with Agenda 1 and its subsections. We will proceed to Agenda 2, the questions, comments from the bidders and replies of BAC and other representatives of procuring entity. Any questions? How about the online viewers? If there's question? Okay. If none, if there are no further questions, we will move on to the other matters. The discussion of the following. Section 99, imposition of suspension of the IRR of RA 12009, which will be discussed to us by Engineer Robin, and followed Section 100, imposition of blacklisting of the IRR of RA 12009, which will be discussed to us by Engineer Godito. Let's proceed to Section 99.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
For Section 99, imposition of suspension. The Hope shall impose the penalty of suspension for 1 year for the first offense, and suspension for the 2 years for the second offense, for any of the following offenses. 99.1 during procurement. A. Causing the delay without justifiable cause of the screening of eligibility, opening of bids, evaluation, and post-evaluation of bids, and awarding of contracts. B. Refusing to clarify or validate in writing its bid during post-qualification within a period of 7 calendar days from the receipt of the request for clarification. C. Withdrawing a bid or refusing to accept an award, or refusing or failing to enter into contract with a procuring entity without justifiable cause, after the approval of the Hope for having been the declared LCRB, NIAR, or HRRB, as the case may be. D. Refusing or failing to post the required performance security within the prescribed time. E. For the renewal of the contracts for regular and recurring services, refusal of the service provider to accept the notice of renewal or failure to submit its updated documentary requirements for the renewal of contract without any justifiable reason. 99.2 during contract implementation. A. delivering goods with unsatisfactory or inferior quality as may be provided in the contract. B. Poor performance by the consultants. Poor performance shall be as follows. Number 1, defective design resulting in substantial corrective works in design and or construction. Number 2, failure to deliver critical output due to the fault or negligence of the consultant. Number 3, specifying materials which are inappropriate, substandard, or way above acceptable standard. Number 4, allowing defective workmanship or works by the winning bidders being supervised by the consultant. Letter C, poor performance by the winning bidder or unsatisfactory quality and or progress of work. Poor performance shall be as follows. Number 1, negative slippage of 15% and above within the critical path of the project due entirely to the fault or negligence of the winning bidders. Number 2, non-compliance of the materials and workmanship with the approved specification arising from the fault or negligence of the winning bidders. Moreover, the bid security or the performance security posted by the entity concerned shall also be forfeited.
Okay, good morning everyone.
Good morning.
For section 11, imposition of blacklisting. The hope may impose the penalty of blacklisting consisting of 1 year prohibition for the first offense or 2 years prohibition for the second offense for any of the following offenses. 100.1 During procurement or contract implementation. A. Commission of 3 or more of any of the acts imposed with suspension as provided under Section 99 of this IRR. B. The use of force, fraudulent machinations, coercion, undue influence or pressure on any member of the BAC or any officer or employee of the procuring entity to take a particular action for its own favor or gain or to the advantage or a particular bidder. Or C. In case it is determined prima facie that the winning bidder has engaged before or during the implementation of the contract in the following unlawful deeds and behaviors relative to contract acquisition and implementation. 1. Corrupt, fraudulent, collusive, and coercive practices. 2. Drawing up or using forged documents. Or 3. Using adulterated materials, means or methods, or engaging in production contrary to rules of science or trade. 100.2 During procurement. A. Collusion between 2 or more bidders and submitting different bids as if they were bona fide when they knew that one or more of them was so much higher than the other that it could not be honestly accepted and that the contract will surely be awarded to the pre-arranged lowest bid. B. Malicious submission of different bid through 2 or more persons, corporations, partnerships, or any other business entity in which it has interest to create the appearance of competition that does not in fact exist so as to be declared as the winning bidder. C. Entering into an agreement with other bidders which call upon one to refrain from bidding for procurement contracts or which call for withdrawal of bids already submitted or which are otherwise intended to secure an undue advantage to any of the bidders. D. Failure to faithfully disclose its relationship regardless of time of its discovery with the hope members of the BAC, the TWG, and the BAC Secretariat, the head of the PMO or the end user or implementing unit, and the project consultants to the procuring entity or of the procurement agent, whichever is applicable, by consanguinity or affinity up to the 3rd civil degree pursuant to Section 81 of this IRR. E. Submission of beneficial ownership information containing false entries. F. Using the name of another for purposes of participating in any procurement activity. G. Submission of eligibility requirements and bids containing false information or falsified documents, or the concealment of such information that will materially alter the outcome of eligibility screening or any stage of the procurement. H. Unauthorized access of the contents of any bid submitted to the procuring entity before the opening of bids. I. Engaging in any documented unsolicited attempt to unduly influence the outcome of the bidding. Or G. Employing schemes which stifle or suppress any procuring activity. 100.3. During contract implementation. A. Assigning or subcontracting the contract or any part thereof, or substituting a personnel name in the proposal without prior written approval by the procuring entity. D. Willful or deliberate abandonment or non-performance of the project or contract by the winning bidder, resulting in substantial breach thereof without lawful and or just cause. Or C. Termination of the contract due to the default or unlawful acts of the supplier, contractor, or consultant. Moreover, the bid security or the performance security posted by the entity concerned shall also be protected. That's all, Mr. President.
Thank you, Engineer Ruben and Engineer Godito. To all prospective bidders, please carefully read all instructions and ensure full compliance to avoid any violations that could result a penalty. And for more detailed instructions and comprehensive guidelines on the key reminders briefly mentioned, bidders are strongly encouraged to review the relevant department order thoroughly. These documents are available for viewing and download on the DPWH website. Now, we will proceed to the last agenda, the summary of proceedings, including supplemental bid bulletins to be issued, which will be presented by Ms. Lordimay Lasaga.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. All the needed information were discussed and explained. I would like to remind the prospective bidders to visit from time to time the DPWH and PhilJEP's websites, especially within 7 calendar days prior to the deadline of the submission of bids, for supplemental or bid bulletins to be issued thereat. Please also be reminded that the submission of bids is on or before December 16, 2025, 10 a.m. Late bids shall not be accepted. Bid opening shall be immediately right after the bid submission deadline. That would be all, Mr. Vice Chair.
Okay, thank you. All of the business in the agenda were already taken into consideration. May I know the pleasure of the body?
I move to adjourn this conference. I second the motion.
It has been moved by Engineer Godito and seconded by Engineer Ruben. With no objections, the motion to adjourn of this conference is hereby approved. This conference is now adjourned. Thank you for coming.